everybody, this is my official audition video to be one of your new lead artists for paint nights. I'm very, very excited. Why am I auditioning for this? I have always been passionate about all the different kinds of arts. I am a local drag queen, as a lot of you may know. I also do a lot of painting in my spare time. My home is full of original works, and I just recently went to my first paint night and went, oh my gosh, this is exactly where I need to be. So today I'm going to take you step by step through an amazing little painting tutorial, and at the end of it, hopefully the people up in paint night, I'll go, yeah, you know what, this is the girl for us, and they add me to their team. So stick around and get your paintbrushes out, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to start painting. For those of you who have never attended a paint night, that is totally okay. They are for all skill levels, whether you are brand new to painting or maybe you haven't picked up a brush since kindergarten, does not matter. Paint night breaks everything down into really simple steps, and you get to do it in a huge fun group setting, usually out in either a bar or a restaurant. So for those of you who need a little liquid courage, there is almost always a bartender few feet away who can accommodate all of your needs and get those creative juices for you. So today I have with me a wonderful friend of mine named Melissa, and she is going to be following along on a smaller canvas, basically doing exactly what I'm doing step for step, and she and I are going to make the same painting, and we're basically going to show you that with a lead artist who knows what they're doing, they can easily guide you through pretty much any of the paint night paintings. It's nothing to be worried about, plus it's a lot of fun. Today we are going to be making the Paint Night jellyfish. You can find them on their website. Also, you'll be able to see it at the end of this story because we're going to have two, not one, but two completed versions of this painting. All you are going to need to follow along is the following. A plain canvas, all of your primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, and then also white and black paint, something to put them in. You could use a paper plate. I actually have these little trays that I just got from the dollar store. They're only $2, and you need 3 brushes. You're going to want a thick bullet brush, a medium-sized bullet brush, and then a nice little skinny guy to do some detail work. So to start off the painting, all that we did was we made a giant white focal point up in one of the top corners. You just basically want to layer a ton of white paint and just have it sit there. Then you're going to clean off your brush, dunk into a lot of your heavy blue, start around your midsections of the painting, about midway up to the corner, and you're going to start pulling that heavy blue and filling all of this mid area. When this whole area has been full of blue, you're going to clean your brush again, get a little white on there while it's still wet, start in your white focal point and start pulling down in radial lines and strokes, diagonally outward around a circle shape all the way around the outside edges of the painting until you have a finely blended, partially blue, partially white midsection. If we go over look at Melissa's, she's got the exact same thing going on, which means we are exactly where we need to be. So the next step to creating a super dimensional background in an underwater scene is you are going to go around the bottom edge of the corners with black. So we made really, really heavy black in this whole corner, and then just a little bit brushing up. The way we pulled the white down, we want to pull the black up. So you put the black down in the corners in the same kind of half crescent shape that you did with the white above, but now you are pulling it diagonally towards the white and through the blue. Once your black is full, then you're going to load back up with blue paint and start pulling up towards the white, and what you are eventually going to get as you blend up with the blue and down with the white is this really nice dimensional background that has lots of light coming from above and then the darkness of the depths down below. If we look over on Melissa's, we've got the exact same thing going on. Great focal point, then you've got your mid-light. After we had our backgrounds totally finished, blended up with our dark, middle, and then super bright points, we let that dry, took a little bit of a break. If we were in a venue, that's when we would have gone to refill our drinks or maybe caught up with the other painters around us, checked on what everyone else was doing. Now that our paintings are dry, we came back in and we've started adding these very tiny little fish shape And remember that the farther back that the fish is, the less detail you're going to be able to see. And then from a distance, it really blends out and it looks like a little school of fish. Make sure that you do them all roughly going into the same direction. You can choose any direction that you want. You could even put a couple of them over here. But no matter what you do, try to keep them all in the same color family so that they look related. And also try to mimic the same shape over and over. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to load one of our little detail brushes, like this little guy, with some white, and we're just going to lightly sketch the outlines of our jellyfish. So I'm going to have 2 jellyfish in this painting. I'm going to start my first one right over here, and just really lightly try to figure out where I'm going to put his top. One right there, and then my little buddy in the back will be making more of an up shape. And don't worry about this part being perfect. This is completely going to be covered with all the colorful paint. All that we're doing right now is, like I said, just mapping where their bodies are going to be. Alright, and then once you've got the dome top part of your jellyfish sketched out, just throw in a couple of sketchy little tendrils here. And that way you can kind of start to decide how much space you're going to fill up with the tendrils before you start going on with the dark colors, which is a lot harder to cover up. And if we take a look over at Melissa's painting, look at the sweet little fish up in the corner, and now she's sketching out her jellyfish. Next, you're going to want to start filling in where your highlights and your lowlights are going to be. So I always like to start with my highlights first. Find your focal point of light. You know that we made ours way up here, shining down, which means that anything that is directly in line, down from that is where the light's going to hit. So that's where you're going to put your white highlight, right in line with the sunlight coming from above. So, of course, after you sketch out all of your jellyfish, you're going to want to go ahead and start filling them in. We did rush through this step just for the sake of the tutorial, but like I said, you have your brightest colors up where the light is coming, then to your medium colors, then to your darkest colors, and then to make the accent really pop, you're going to want to use a contrasting color to do your final shading. So here I've chosen that super nice dark blue on top of the red, and I've just done tendrils of absolutely every color. Do some that are thicker to be the ribbons, which of course are their intestines, and then lots of the really beautiful confetti colored streamers coming down. We go over to Melissa. She's got her blooms filled in and she's starting on her tendrils, looking super adorable, just like we promised. And after you've gone in and added some personalized details, you are left with this adorable painting. We've got our 2 jellyfish, a couple little schools of fish swimming around. Don't forget to add your signature to the bottom. And that is all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen.